This is Annette Dunlap with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. I'm here today with Michael Woodard with Carolina Table Salt to talk to you about the importance of business planning.
Thank you, Annette.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Okay, so tell us what Carolina Table Salt is, because a lot of people probably don't know, and this is a great chance to plug your product.
Carolina Table Salt is a all-purpose seasoning. It's a brown sugar base, and the seasoning is the culmination of my wife and I getting in the kitchen together.
Okay.
So it was started as a rub I gave out for years in college for Christmas presents. My wife added a little South Carolina twist to it, and we gave it out for wedding favors. And had some requests after our wedding. We had to start bottling it, so it was a good problem to have.
Absolutely. So I can recall from one of the first times that you and I had a conversation that you told me that you had initially sold the product, and then sort of as you started to get some experience with what it was like to get the product into the marketplace, you kind of needed to pull back. Can you kind of give me a sense of what was going on there?
When we decided that we were going to go forward with making this a company, we went from zero to company in a matter of weeks.
Wow.
And so it became, oh my goodness, we need a label yesterday. So what did my wife and I do? We got on Photoshop and we whipped up what we thought was a fantastic label, and it looked great. But then, you know, when there's not a whole lot of thought and development went into it, it was just more of a, we need to do this. And so we got the label on there, and it worked. But when you saw our product sitting next to every other seasoning that had a really well designed and thought out label, we disappeared.
Okay.
And so once we realized that we had no shelf appeal, and when we would try and go to buyers to say, hey, please, you know, sell our product, they would look at it and immediately it looked like a homemade product.
Okay.
And so that it was almost like a lack of credibility.
Right, right.
So that's when we decided, okay, you know, before we realized we were trying to build a house with no foundation. And so that's when we decided that, all right, time out, let's take a step back. Let's make sure us as a brand is visually communicated clearly in order for us to be able to start building a house.
Right.
So it really took us, you know, a while to figure that out. You know, it was a 7 or 8 month process to really do that. And then we decided, all right, let's step back, let's set our branding, make sure we've got a very firm and sturdy foundation. And you know, that was an intense process that took up the majority of this year. But now that we've got a full, a very clear picture, and we've got a very good image and a very good shelf appeal, we're very excited about. Now that we've got our branding set, now we're ready to, you know, now we've reintroduced it to go out and sell.
Okay, so tell a little bit about your business plan, you know, just sort of in general terms. What elements did you have in that plan?
We definitely had an idea of how much money we needed.
Good.
Step one.
Great.
You got to know how much money you need.
Right.
Step two, we had an idea of where we thought we should have spent that money.
Okay.
And obviously, in hindsight, we didn't need to spend the money there, but you know, we didn't know what we didn't know.
So basically, what you're saying with that is that the plan gets you sort of thinking, but you realize you're going to have to adjust as you move forward and get some experience.
Right. It was not a concrete, you know, brick and mortar plan at all.
Okay.
It was very much a floating, editable, in pencil type of plan.
Great. Great.
And it is still evolving.
That's exactly what a business plan is supposed to be.
Right, and so as we get deeper into what we're doing, we figure out a little bit more about our niche, about how to go about and where to appropriate our funds, because obviously we've done this on a shoestring and we continue to.
Sure, sure.
And so, but what the designer really did for us is he really helped us dig deep to find who the soul of our company was.
Okay.
And through that process was able to kind of help guide us down a budgeting process to do things that we need to do as it relates to branding, marketing, website design, and all those things, so we can get a little better idea of, okay, are we on the right track? Do we need to, you know, change course a little bit, or do we just need to, you know, pump the brakes and reevaluate? Okay. And so that was really the benefit of that process.
Right. So we're at the end of the year, and tell us a little bit about what you're looking at in terms of how things have gone this year and what you're looking at going forward for this coming year.
We're very excited about next year. This year, the first part, the first half of this year, over half of the year, was tied up with the branding initiative.
Right.
And getting that label set. And that allowed us some time, kind of bought us some time to help us as well kind of get our ducks in a row during that process. However, the end of the year, we've started to build a lot of momentum to carry us into 2015.
Awesome.
So we're very excited about next year. Next year for us is going to be really expanding our footprint. We've got one or two other products that we're really hoping to introduce as well.
Mm-hmm.
So now 2015 is really going to be hopefully a year of growth for us.
Okay. Okay. So when you say year of growth and you say expanding the footprint, I take it that means you're looking at new outlets, you're doing another budgeting process, you're reevaluating your promotional plan.
Correct, correct. We're doing all that. We are trying to find a good mix of organic growth just by word of mouth, by mom and pop retailers, the folks that are very easy to connect with and have them become retailers, as well as mixed in with marketing budgets kind of forcing some sales through the pipeline as well through some different marketing outlets. And so this year, now that we're really in the process, we're hot and heavy into making sure we have a consistent online presence. We've got a consistent marketing effort, and it's not splotchy where it goes and then we disappear for a month. And so we're just working on really the scheduling and planning and budgeting, so it is no surprises, which we know there's going to be, or as few as possible, and as well that we've got a good kind of consistent timeline of progress.
Okay. So if you were going to give some words of wisdom in 25 words or less to your fellow food entrepreneurs about the importance of a business plan, they would be?
Those would be open-minded.
I love it. Okay.
Be open-minded. There is, when you don't know what you don't know, you've got to be open to changing direction very quickly.
Okay.
And taking other people's input to heart and understanding that there's been people there who've been there, they've done it, and they're usually worth listening to.
That sounds awesome to me.
Great.
Hey, Michael, thanks so much.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay. This is Annette Dunlap with the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, here to assist you with your business plan and connect you up with folks like Michael Woodard, who are always happy to share their experiences.